What's up, y'all? So I recently saw an interview that India Love Westbrooks did for Complex, and I decided to look into her human design. And I wanted to talk about a lot of the energy that I have noticed and that we have seen that has helped her progress and where that lies in her chart. So first and foremost, if you have been on social media and you pay attention to the social media model slash influencers and all of these things. If you were on Tumblr, I'm sure you've seen her face at least once. She was one of the first people who started the trend to be able to be a Instagram model, social media influencer, using her beauty to elevate her life and make money on social media. And she did that at a young age. She was in like high school and she wasn't even trying to. So she's a trendsetter naturally. That's one thing we're going to go over today. She is a pioneer, in the influencer culture. She was meant to spark waves and start trends and kind of be this one-of-one individual who follows her own unique path, doesn't follow any rules, doesn't like to fit into the rules. She's here to create her own creative wave, essentially. And she's got a really strong aura that shifts people, which you can see through all of her influence in social media. So let's dive in. She was born in February and she is a manifesting generator. And manifesting generators are the multitaskers. They like to have their hands on a lot of different things. They try things, sample them, and then they can pivot and move on to the next once things don't feel aligned anymore. And so this kind of shows she's a multi-talented individual. I mean, she's tried a lot of things. She modeled, I believe she acted, she's in music videos, she tried things on YouTube. Like, she did a lot of trying things in order to learn what worked for her to help elevate her to where she is today. In regards to modeling and having a career on social media. And also, she didn't really have like a linear path to success. I'm not even sure if she worked a 9-to-5 job like ever in her life. I don't remember if that was said in the interview, but her path to success was on social media, and she, like I said, she was one of the first people, and that was different. That's not the normal path that people take to success, and it worked for her, and she was able to create that wave, and that's part of her energy as a manifesting generator. And she also needs freedom to follow her path and what she enjoys, which her creativity and everything is something that she puts her all into and that she always has put her all into. She mentioned that one of her main things that she cared about in high school was what she looked like, and that's part of having the freedom. She didn't really like, following rules or doing all the things that essentially a typical school-focused person would do, but she was focused on showing up, looking cute, putting her outfit together, and showing her image and showing part of her personality through her outfits. And if she didn't do it at school, which I'm sure she did, it also showed on her Tumblr and on social media. So one of the major things I looked at was her incarnation cross, and her incarnation cross is a right angle cross of Sphinx. And those incarnation cross, their purpose is direction and self-expression, which completely aligns with who India Love has showed us who she is, or how she has showed up. She has shifted the culture with how she expresses herself through her outfits, through her modeling, through her posts on Instagram, however she shows up to show her personality. That has been a major way that has shifted direction, which came from her form of self-expression. She also has a visionary type of energy. Like I mentioned earlier, she doesn't really like to follow rules. She doesn't like to fit in. She likes to create her own trends and create her own waves and not just do what everybody else is doing. She mentions that she believes that she's a one-of-one type of person, a person who can stand on her own. She even has the tattoo of solitaire Solitary, which she got because she believes she stands alone and she's one of one, and she exudes just a one of one type of energy, which she does, and that's built into her through the incarnation cross, the right angle cross of Sphinx, which is kind of cool. She also wants to lead and be seen, like, doing it. So she likes to be seen, obviously. She likes attention on her. She even mentioned in the interview that she wants all of the attention on her. She wants to be on every billboard. She wants to, like, take over and really expand her business, her brand, and what she's doing. And that means being seen, having eyes on her, being recognized. That's something that she really enjoys, and that really, like, sparks her up. And that comes from channel 7 through 31, which is the channel of Alpha. Also, that energy is part of, you know, her incarnation cross. And so channel 7 through 31, is the channel of the Alpha, and this is a projected type of energy. This is why she likes to be recognized. She wants to be seen. She wants to be on all of these billboards to take over and grow her brand. And she became a cultural icon because people recognized her initially on Tumblr, and then on Instagram, and then on, I don't know if she was really recognized on Twitter, but, like, she was recognized on social media on several platforms, all because of, partially because of the energy of her enjoying being invited. She needs to be recognized, and that's something that happens easily for her. And she can spot trends. So since she follows her own wave, her own style, her own vision, and she's not locked into, like, what everybody else is doing, she kind of creates her own waves. And so she pays attention to patterns and trends and all of these things and puts together her image, her vision, her outfits, her creative look. And that's something that has, you know, sparked influences with other younger girls, other girls that model on social media, or girls that just think she's cool and has a nice vibe. And also, she has channel 2 through 14 defined in her chart, which is the channel of the alchemist. And this is a magnetic, transformative type of energy. It's also one of 4 tantric channels, which means that it's here for transformation and to shift people into different trends and different ways of living. And you can see that through everything that I have mentioned multiple times. She sparks trends. She starts waves with, like, her outfits, her style, her hair, like, all these different things, how to be sexy, how to pose. All of that kind of initially started with her on Tumblr. So that's part of her being magnetic and transformative, and that just lying in her energy, being part of who she is. She's an individual who marches to the beat of her own drum. So that's in so many areas of her human design. Like, she wouldn't even be able to turn it off if she wanted to. She also has, so this channel uses creativity and resources to gain wealth and generate abundance, and that's something that she has consistent access to because she has that channel defined in her energy. And so she easily can create abundance by showing up as herself and authentically just being her. And since the channel is defined in her chart, the energy is always there. It's consistent. She's been making money since high school. I think she said in the interview that she was making money off of Instagram. She was getting paid by doing bookings in high school, and she wasn't even of age. And ever since then, it's just kind of been flowing in with music videos, modeling, all these other gigs she's been doing, the acting that she had done. I'm pretty sure she probably got paid from YouTube a little bit. All of these things, her brand deals. She has gotten to meet, like, celebrities and people who have major influence, and that is just part of her naturally being able to bring the resources and bring the resources together that can generate wealth and abundance in her life. That's something that she'll probably always be able to do for the rest of her life, solely because of that channel, if she's aligned, if she's honoring herself, and if she's really, like, tapped in. So overall, India Love's energy does showcase who she is, I guess you could say. You can look at her energy, her body graph, the energy that she was born with, and her human design, and see that her influence is ingrained in her. Her creativity is ingrained in her. Her individual style is ingrained in her. She was born with that. She can't turn it off. It's literally in her, not on her. So I thought that would just be a fun video to do today. And if you don't know your human design, head to sabledanielle.com/getmychart to figure out if you're a reflector, generator, projector, manifesting generator, or a manifestor, and see what your energy, how that impacts you on a daily basis. And then you can book a one-on-one consultation with me to learn more about your energy and dive all in and make it make sense. So I'll catch you later. Make sure you are signed up for the newsletter, and so that you can be informed when things are happening, because one-on-one coaching, open enrollment is coming up in August, and I have a free workshop coming up in August as well, and you don't want to miss that, because the newsletter people, the newsletter audience are always the first to know. They get the first deals, they get specials that sometimes other platforms don't get, so be there or be square. Talk to y'all later.